I'd like to hand the floor over to Ambassador Webson from the Permanent Mission of Antigua and Barbuda to the United Nations. Ambassador Webson is the permanent representative of Antigua and Barbuda to the United Nations, as well as the chair of Alliance of Small Island States. And I'm happy to hand over the floor to him for his opening remarks. Ambassador Webson.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. First, let me say how delighted I am to accept this invitation from a faith-based organization that is addressing the issue, one of the most troubling issues of our time. But at a personal level, I'm also very pleased to accept the invitation because of my own engagement throughout my life in the Anglican community. And it gives me great pleasure to speak to the group here. It gives me a great pleasure and it's an honor to welcome you all to this very important dialogue regarding one of the biggest challenges that we face currently in humanity: unsustainable human practices, including gas emissions that are turning our once hospitable planet into a hostile one. Being at the front line of these impacts, small island states are the proverbial canaries in the coal mine when it comes to climate change. Friends, just last week, Tropical Storm Elsa battered several of our Caribbean islands, causing loss of life and widespread destruction. Our thoughts and prayers, my friends, go to all of those people that were impacted by this catastrophic, and we reiterate the urgent need for us all to support these communities. The impact of climate change have overtaken our adaptation efforts, and these efforts continue to be stunted by inherent challenges we face, such as the lack of resources, technology, and capacity. These challenges were even further exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. This has drained our limited fiscal resources and resulted in crippling levels of debt. I apologize for any background noise you hear. I'm working from my home and my family is just outside. Guided by the best available science we have, the principle of equity, inclusivity, and climate justice, we need to find urgent, sustainable solutions for the most vulnerable. The international community has a moral and ethical responsibility to do so. We owe it not only to the vulnerable communities of today, but we certainly owe it to the generations of tomorrow. In this context, colleagues, AOSIS recognizes the value of effective partnership with all relevant stakeholders, including faith-based actors, to generate climate momentum and action. Regardless of our specific belief, we all have to have common responsibility to look after each other and look after this planet and the projected life that we live here. We recognize the valuable work of these organizations in supporting island communities, especially those that are facing the hardships in the aftermath of climate disasters. We also appreciate the extensive advocacy efforts that are being undertaken by these organizations to divest from fossil fuel into modern and clean energy. These communities are putting every effort into that divestation, and we need to support. There are more opportunities for collaboration that can be strengthened, and I hope that today's dialogue will pave the way for even more robust efforts towards enhancing climate resilience in small island states. I thank you once again for the opportunity to share some thoughts with you and to be with you. Unfortunately, I cannot stay for the entire event as I have to run to another United Nations event by the FAO. But I assure you, you have my full and unwavering support and commitment to your effort. Thank you very much, and good luck for the rest of the event.
Thank you, Ambassador Webson. It's wonderful to have you here with us. I also highlighted an event that your mission is co-sponsoring later today at 1 p.m. New York time, Eastern time, and I put that link in the chat. It's focusing on a similar topic. So if you are interested, you can attend that later today.
Thank you very much.
We're so grateful.